Flosstube, it's Ashley here for another WIP update. I hope everybody had a great end to their April. I know it's only been a couple weeks since my last WIP update. I don't usually post this soon, but I wanted to get back on schedule at posting at the beginning or the end of the month instead of mid-month. So you'll notice that we're in a different part of the room this time. That's because I finally finished getting my craft room together. This was, I believe in my at the end of my December video, I explained that I asked my boyfriend for Christmas if we could turn our upstairs kind of den room into my stitchy spot, makeup room, craft room. And we went ahead and did that, but it's taking me this long to finally get it all together because I procrastinated really horribly. So at the end of this video, I'm going to do a room tour to kind of show it to you. So anybody who doesn't want to watch that, you're more than welcome to skip out at the end of the video. I'm also going to finally do the Know Your Needleworker tag. So that'll be at the end of the video, but before the room tour. So if you don't want to watch either of those things, those will be at the end. So we're going to start with finishes. Obviously, it's only been 2 weeks since my last video, so I don't have a lot of progress to show you. But I do have a couple of finishes, and the first one is the Jane Austen quilt I was making. I know it's not stitchy related, but it's all craft, and we all craft here. So I did finish this the other day. And on the back, it's got this damask teal pattern. I decided to do the binding a different way this time, so it was a lot easier. I decided not to do it as one continuous strip. I binded the 4 sides separately, and that was a lot easier for me. I might not be able to do it that way in the future with larger quilts, but with this small one, it was a lot easier to do. So I enjoyed this quilt a lot more than my first one. Another thing you'll notice is I'm using a different camera. When I finally got everything up here organized, I was able to find the charging cord for our actual video camera instead of using our regular camera on video mode. So this one should be able to properly focus when I try to show you things close up, which will be awesome because the other one, as we all know, never focused. So the second thing I have is a finish is also Jane Austen. This is the Lizzie and Darcy silhouette. Sorry about the reflection there. And this is from the Pride and Prejudice sampler by the Primitive Hair. And that is done 2/1 on a 32 count linen by Hand Dyeds by Stephanie. And the colorway is Fruit Punch. I really enjoyed doing that. Got it all framed up. I found this frame. I'm going to talk about this frame. I found this frame at Target, and I think it's awesome for cross-stitchers who are trying to frame things. And the reason why is because the way the back goes in. So instead of regular clips, these are like spring-loaded. And they fit in there. And they actually can be as deep as the frame, so when you have the foam core in here, you don't have to jimmy rig it, you don't have to use cardboard, you don't have to use the craft tape. Sorry, the last one is kind of hard to get in, but it all fits. It would fit even better if I didn't have the glass, but I think that's an awesome frame, and they had them in the 8x10 size as well. So that's all I have to show you finish-wise. I do also have a round robin project that I am working on right now. It's not finished. This is Jennifer Apaduca. Sorry, Jennifer. This is her project. I'll link to her channel down below. And she decided to do the month stamp series by Lizzie Kate. And this is the design that I have, which is April. Which is these little, it's like an Easter basket. It has a carrot and some eggs in it. And then this is how far I've gotten into it so far. Not too far. I actually haven't had it very long. This is going to be worked on starting, I believe, tomorrow in my rotation. It's a fun one, and I appreciate that I'm doing April because that was my birthday month. But it feels a little weird to be working on it in May because our ship date is the 15th, so we kind of trail both months. Okay, so my next project I'm going to show you is my Storytime Sampler by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is done on a 32 count Lugana from Picture This Plus in Storm. Sorry, I was checking my notes. And this is where I am on it. And the April block was Dorothy for the Wizard of Oz. And I like little Toto. I did change something on this pattern. See if I can get it to show. I'm a big stickler for rainbows being correct. Like, hold on, I'll show you. These are my crayons, and they are organized correctly. I'm a big stickler for rainbows being correct. So I fixed the rainbow. It wasn't right. It was missing colors. Some colors were in the wrong place. And so I went ahead and fixed the rainbow to be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Because that's just who I am as a person. Still loving this project. I actually stitch on this on the 7th or the 8th is when I start every month. So this month its rotation falls on the 7th, so that's when I'll be stitching on it. Still loving it. Still enjoy doing that as a stitch along with Amanda. Also, I had somebody send me a message asking why I always have blue tape on my projects. It's because I can't stitch unless there's like perfect tension on my work. Like, I want to be able to play it as a tambourine. That's how much tension I want in my fabric. And so, to keep that tension and make sure it's where I want it to be, I use blue painter's tape and tape it around the fabric and to the Q-snap. And then that way, even if these little clamps move, my tension doesn't change. So that's why I always have blue painter's tape on my work. Also, I find that on my next project, I'm going to show you the fabric is just a little too small for the frame, and so that helps it stay on the frame as well. Keeps the tension. If it's just a little too small for the frame you're wanting to use it on, it works like that. So I always keep, I always have a big roll. This is actually my second one. I went through one already. Big roll of painter's tape. It doesn't damage the fabric. It doesn't damage the stitching, but it helps it stay on the frame. I'm not going to take it all the way off its frame. Twisted Rainbow Sampler. Last time you saw it, I had finished, I believe, this half of the green. And I started on this darker green, which it's showing up a lot better on the camera as a darker green. But in person, it doesn't look that different. Maybe at the right angle, but on camera, it shows up really well. So I guess that's what matters. And then I started on this specialty stitch row. Not a ton of work, not a ton of progress on this one since you've last seen it, but I've only been picking it up here and there as I finish other projects during their rotation, so it makes sense that it's not that much done. And the last project I have to show you that I've worked on is actually a new start, and it is this Java block by Hands On Design that I got at the National Needleworks Market back in March. And I did the bottom, but all it is a backstitch square for the bottom. There's no design on it. But I also finished the stitching on the top. So the top piece, this is steam that's coming up from the glasses. And then in here is going to be the piece of felt where the actual needles go. I'm really enjoying this project. It's all in Weeks Dye Works. I think there might be a, hold on, I can tell you. It's all done in Weeks Dye Works, I think. And also Gentle Arts. Yeah, it's all Gentle Arts and Weeks Dye Works. So I'm really enjoying it. I've never worked this much with Gentle Arts or Weeks Dye Works. I did buy a bunch of both of those, but they went into my Lizzie Kate round robin, so I didn't really stitch with them. And that's all I have to show you for work done this month. Like I said, I showed you a majority of the work in my last video, and then at the end of April I didn't really get that much stitching done. I'm actually hopefully starting a new job on Monday, so I've been cleaning the house, getting things ready, because I won't be home all day, so I wanted to do all of those things before I start my new job, so I haven't really been stitching a lot the past 2 weeks. Also, I was getting this room ready. I was bobbinating a lot of extra thread that I had because I didn't just want it sitting in a bin. I was doing that, not stitching, so a lot of stuff didn't get done. But I did make this project bag with the leftover fabric from the Lizzie Kate quilt. I'll put a link to the video now that, of course, I am recording this video. I can't remember, I think Twisted Stitcher. I'll put a link to the video below, and I will write down here the name of the stitcher. So it's just an envelope. I wish I'd made it wider. I have a tendency to like use the bits of Q-snaps to create the perfect size, so they're not standard. Like this one is not 11 by 11, it's 11 by 12. This one, not an 8 by 8, I think it's 8 by 10 at the end of it. So I don't use standard sizes, so when I make an envelope built for the standard size, it messes me up. I do have 2 pieces of haul. They're both fabric. Like I said, I've been unemployed for 2 months. I haven't been buying that much stash, but this is, it's by Under the Sea Fabrics. It is Ursula. It's a 32 count linen. I love the dark purple to the light middle purple to the light purple, and I am going to be stitching Gigi on this. I was going to stitch Minerva on it, but I really want to do Gigi first, and I think she'll look great on that fabric. I tried to use the viewer, but the viewer's picture of Gigi sucks. It's really pixelated, and it's a really bad picture of Gigi to try to use on the viewer, but I think it'll work because it's kind of the same colors as Minerva. So there's that. And the next one is the Under the Sea Fabrics Fabric of the Month, which is As You Wish. I get this in 28 count linen. It's a very light blue with greens. I thought it looked really similar to Winterbrook when I got it, but when you hold them up together side by side, they're a lot different. So that's all I have to show you for stitching and haul. Like I said, I only just recorded and uploaded 2 weeks ago, and the past 2 weeks I haven't been doing much stitching, but I did want to get back on rotation. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Know Your Needleworker tag. So this was started in October of 2014 by Whimsy Daisical. So the first question is, where do you live? I live just outside Nashville, Tennessee in the United States. Still pretty much in Nashville. I can get anywhere in like 30 minutes. So it's the South and everything that comes with that. What do you do for a living? Currently nothing. I've been unemployed for 2 months now, hoping to start a new job on Monday, just waiting for my background check to come in, and it is customer service based work. Do you have any children? No. I am not a kid person. I know this about myself. I know that I don't want kids. I haven't wanted kids for a very long time. And my boyfriend is significantly older than I am, and he does not have kids and does not want kids, so it works out. Do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have one dog. Let's see if we can get him. Cyrus! Here he comes. Cyrus, come here. There you are, baby. Come say hi to the people. Come say hi to the people. Here is my dog. He is very big and fuzzy. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. Look over there. Look over there. He is very big and fuzzy. He is, we don't know what he is. We found him in a bush outside my boyfriend's work. He works in an area of town where people dump their dogs when they don't want them anymore. Like after Christmas, about mid-January, early February, there is a big surge of puppies in the area because it's where people dump their dogs when they don't want them anymore after Christmas. And so they formed wild packs out there. And we think that he was born to one of the dogs out there because we've seen dogs that look just like him. Shortly after we found him, I'm bringing up a picture of him as a puppy. Shortly after we found him, we saw a mother dog with puppies that looked just like him. And he was the most adorable thing probably ever. And this is what he looked like when we found him. So he was cute and adorable. We think he has some German Shepherd in him. Maybe some Poodle. He's really curly in places. And then, so that's my dog. That's the only one we have. I would love another dog. I want a Corgi. Really bad. They're so cute. What are your other hobbies besides stitching? I do other crafts like knitting and quilting and sewing. And then my other big hobby is makeup. I have a makeup problem. It's a problem. You'll see it in a couple minutes. Besides that, I like to read, but lately I haven't been doing a lot of reading. I've been listening to audiobooks because I do it while I stitch. Also, podcasts. I really like to listen to podcasts lately. What is your favorite movie? Ever? Would probably be Dirty Dancing. And then, Dirty Dancing, Pride and Prejudice, and Frozen. What is your favorite TV show? No longer airing, Angel, Firefly, and Gilmore Girls. Currently airing, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, and Supernatural. What is your favorite book? God, that's even harder than TV shows and movies. My favorite book. I love the Harry Potter series because everybody does. The Hunger Games series, and then anything by Sarah J. Maas. If you haven't read anything by her, you need to go pick up Throne of Glass right now. And A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I am currently listening to the sequel of on audiobook because it came out today and I'm so excited. Favorite music? I wouldn't say I have a favorite music. I listen to a lot of stuff, but my favorite band is the Mountain Goats. Listen to them. What word best describes you? quirky? I don't know. Ask Amanda. She'll give you a word. So that's the end of that tag. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the room tour now. And then, so if you don't want to see that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So this is what you see when you come up the stairs. To the left here is a little sitting area, gaming table, and then I sew on that table, and then the ironing board because I was working on the quilt the other day. And then over here I have this shelf with my movies and my coloring books, things like that. My little wall, I need to change that calendar over. That is Ralph and George the Corgi. If you don't follow them on Instagram, you should, because they are the most adorable things ever. And then we have in this corner is kind of the crafting corner. On this shelf here, I have all of my sewing stuff. That is knitting books and things like that. And then this is actual knitting yarn. And these things over here are knitting too. And there's my dog. Cyrus. Hi. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then on this is all cross-stitch stuff. So I have my patterns, my fabric. The bottom bin right there is kits. That's threads that aren't DMC, beads, and then in this one I have all of my Q-snaps and things like that, and this is just random stitching accessories. But on top I have all of my pop figures. That's the Firefly Gang, if you don't know. And then Scrump from Lilo and Stitch, Glenn from The Walking Dead, Hook from Once Upon a Time, and then Elsa and Anna. And then this is a mini quilt from the Greek mythology swap. And then in the middle there is a drawing by Amy Brown that Amanda sent me. And a couple of little knickknacks. And then this is a painting I did with all of my little hippo figurines. I love hippos, and so anytime anyone goes someplace, they have a tendency to bring me back a hippo. And it is what it is. And then my birthday present, which was the AC unit, because it gets really hot up here, especially in the summer. It's actually a little too hot up here right now, but I'm recording, so I don't have it on. And then over here, oh, I should turn those lights off. Sorry. And then over here we have my desk and my makeup stuff. So as you can see, I finally felt like working on Blue Dragon again, so he's out. I worked on him a little last night, but because he only has 1 day worth of stitching, I finished a block on my laptop. And then in the corner there, this is all lip products. And then this is actual face makeup, organized from foundation at the bottom all the way up to eye stuff at the top. And then this is my big mirror that my mom got me for Christmas, and I keep all of my makeup brushes down below. There's a little ledge down here that I use for perfume and things, and then it's metal, so my threader, my needles are in there, and then I keep all of my needle minders up top, my scissors. This is my first dog. This is Puka. I got Puka for Christmas in '97, and this is the only picture that exists of her, because she died of distemper shortly after, about 2 weeks after we got her. So that's the only picture of her. She's my first dog. I named her after the dog in Anastasia, if you don't know. And then here's another painting I did that you see in the background on most of my videos. Hair stuff. These are probably my most prized eyeshadow palettes. These are from the Disney Sephora collection. And then nail polish and my books. Makeup books. And then, hi monster. Over here is more makeup storage. In this drawer I have curling irons, hair straightener, blow dryer, things like that. This is brushes. This is hair accessories. The bottom here is actually a mix of cross stitch and hair stuff. That is projects that are kitted up but not actively being working on. These are projects that are actually on Q-snaps, and then this is hair stuff. In the middle here I have all of my palettes, and then behind that is stuff I don't use that often and stuff that I need to send to somebody. And then over there is kind of makeup storage bags and things like that, and then my planner stuff is over there. And in the middle it's kind of a mess. It's where my strip is, my power strip, so that's where everything electronic is, and kind of notepads and things like that. So that is my storage, my craft room, and I love it, especially now that it's done, and it's my space. My dog, he loves to look out the window, so if you watch him, he loves to sit over there and just look out the window. He used to like to look out this window because it looks down the driveway and over the street and he can see the neighbors' houses. But when we put the window unit in, he can't sit over there anymore. He actually got really mad. He just frequently goes up and stares at it. It's kind of funny. But that is my craft room. Hi, Monster. Hi. Hi. You want to tell the people hi? You want to tell the people hi? Hi. Hi. Hi, hi. What you doing? What are you doing? Go lay down. No, we're not playing. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down.